Welcome to HD Old Coins 51, your ultimate destination for exploring the world of rare and historical coins. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your journey, we're here to uncover the fascinating stories behind some of the world's most unique and valuable coins. From detailed reviews of rare coins to in-depth guides on how to spot valuable treasures, we provide expert insights that make coin collecting both educational and exciting. This is HD Old Coins 51, where every coin has a story. Subscribe now for your weekly dose of coin collecting wisdom. Top 1. Today, we're exploring the Canada 1979 10-cent coin, its design, history, and key details that make it a fascinating find. The Canadian 10-cent coin has been an integral part of Canada's circulating coinage since 1858, with Queen Victoria gracing its first version. By 1979, the 10-cent coin had seen many changes, but it remained an iconic piece of Canadian history. Let's start by looking at its design. On the obverse, we have the image of Queen Elizabeth II, a portrait designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was first introduced in 1965 and used until the early 1980s. Queen Elizabeth is depicted wearing a tiara, which became a recognizable symbol on Canadian coinage during this period. Now, on the reverse side, we have the iconic Bluenose schooner, an image that has been used on Canadian dimes since 1937. The Bluenose was a famous racing and fishing schooner from Nova Scotia, a true emblem of Canadian maritime history. Let's break down the technical details. The 1979 10-cent coin has a diameter of 18.03 millimeters and weighs 2.07 grams. It was minted using 100% nickel, making it lightweight but durable for circulation. Earlier versions of the coin were made from silver, but nickel became the standard after 1968. To understand this coin better, let's look at 1979. In Canada, it was a time of political and economic changes, with discussions on national unity and energy policies shaping the headlines. The Canadian dollar faced some challenges, but the coinage remained stable. Globally, 1979 was marked by significant events like the Iranian Revolution and the oil crisis, indirectly affecting economies worldwide, including Canada's. So, how rare is the 1979 10-cent coin? The Royal Canadian Mint produced over 135 million 10-cent coins that year, so it's not considered rare in general circulation. However, finding a 1979 dime in mint or uncirculated condition can still be a treat for collectors. Always look for coins with minimal wear, no scratches, and sharp details. In terms of value, a circulated 1979 dime is typically worth its face value, around 10 cents, unless it has significant historical or sentimental value. However, uncirculated coins can fetch anywhere from $1 to $3, depending on their condition. If you're lucky enough to find one with a mint error, its value could be even higher. The 1979 10-cent coin might not be the rarest Canadian dime, but it's a great representation of Canada's rich history and tradition. Fun fact, did you know that the Bluenose schooner on the reverse of the coin has never been defeated in any of its racing competitions? Quite fitting for a coin that has withstood the test of time. Thanks for joining us as we explored the Canada 1979 10-cent coin. If you're a coin collector or just a fan of Canadian history, this is definitely a piece worth keeping in your collection. Top 2. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of Canadian currency with a close look at a small but significant piece, the 2001 Canadian 10-cent coin. Though small in size, this dime holds a wealth of history and symbolism. Let's explore what makes this coin special. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about the coins in your pocket, you're about to discover something new. First, a bit of history. The Canadian 10-cent coin, or what we commonly call the dime, has been a part of the nation's currency since 1858. The coin was originally modeled after British coins, given Canada's ties to the British monarchy. By 1968, Canadian dimes were made using nickel, and the design has evolved throughout the years. In 2001, the country was celebrating a new millennium, and this coin was one of the standard issues that year. Now let's get into the specifics of the 2001 edition. This coin has a diameter of 18.03 millimeters and a thickness of 1.22 millimeters. It weighs a mere 1.75 grams, making it one of the lightest coins in circulation in Canada. But here's where it gets interesting. Unlike many earlier coins, which were made from silver, the 2001 10-cent coin is composed of nickel-plated steel, giving it that distinct shine. And don't forget to notice the reeded edge. 118 small ridges line the edge of this coin, designed to prevent counterfeiting and ensure authenticity. On the obverse, we see the right-facing profile of Queen Elizabeth II. This image has been featured on Canadian coins since 1953, when she first ascended to the throne. The portrait on the 2001 coin was designed by artist Dora de Pèteri-Hunt, and it's notable for being the first Canadian coin series to use a Canadian artist's portrait of the Queen. Around the edge, you'll notice the inscriptions Elizabeth II and DG de Regina, which stands for De Gratia Regina, Latin for By the Grace of God, Queen. Now, let's talk about the reverse side, which features one of the most iconic symbols of Canada, the Bluenose schooner. The Bluenose was a famous racing and fishing vessel that became a Canadian symbol of excellence in the early 20th century. This design has been on Canadian dimes since 1937, created by artist Emmanuel Hahn. It represents not just the maritime heritage of Canada, but also the resilience and determination of its people. The Bluenose itself was built in Nova Scotia, and it went on to win multiple international races, making it a national treasure. Now, you might be wondering, is the 2001 Canadian dime rare? Well, with a mintage of over 309 million coins that year, the 2001 dime isn't particularly rare, but it is sought after by collectors in high-grade condition. If you find one in mint condition, it could be worth a bit more than face value, especially if it's graded by a professional service. In fact, if you have a 2001 dime in MS, 65 or higher condition, it could be worth around $2 to $5. That's not a fortune, but it's always fun to find collectible coins in your spare change. Before we wrap up, here are a few fun facts about the 10-cent coin in Canada. Despite its size, the dime is one of the oldest circulating coins in Canada. The Bluenose design has remained unchanged for over 80 years, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in the world. Some versions of the 2001 dime were issued as part of special collector sets, so if you find one in pristine condition, it could be worth more to collectors. So, there you have it, a small coin with a big story. Whether you're collecting or just fascinated by Canada's rich history, the 2001 10-cent coin is a great piece to have in your collection. Be sure to check your change. Who knows what treasures you might find? Top 3. Today, we're going to explore a fascinating piece of Canadian currency, the 2004 Canadian 10-cent coin. Though this coin may be small, it holds a great deal of history and significance. Let's take a closer look at what makes this particular dime special. From its design to its historical importance, the 2004 Canadian dime is more than just spare change. Let's dig in. The Canadian 10-cent coin, or dime, has been part of Canada's currency system since 1858. Over the years, the coin has seen several design changes, with the Bluenose schooner becoming a permanent fixture on the reverse side since 1937. The 2004 dime, though part of a regular mintage year, was issued at a time when Canada was continuing to celebrate its rich heritage. This coin represents not only a monetary value but a symbol of Canadian pride and maritime tradition. Let's start with the technical details of the 2004 Canadian 10-cent coin. It has a diameter of 18.03 millimeters, a thickness of 1.22 millimeters, and weighs just 1.75 grams. Like many modern Canadian coins, it's made from nickel-plated steel, giving it that distinct silvery shine. The edge is reeded with 118 tiny ridges, a design feature that has been around for centuries to help prevent counterfeiting. On the obverse, or head side, we find the familiar image of Queen Elizabeth II. This particular portrait was designed by Canadian artist Dora de Pèteri-Hunt and was introduced in 1990. What makes this portrait unique is that it's the first Canadian coin series to use a portrait of the Queen created by a Canadian artist. The inscription around the edge reads Elizabeth II and Dea Regina, which is Latin for By the Grace of God, Queen. This design has become iconic on Canadian coinage. This is the same portrait that was used from 1990 until 2003, making it a familiar sight for Canadian coin enthusiasts. Flipping over to the reverse side, we see one of Canada's most beloved national symbols, the Bluenose schooner. Designed by Emmanuel Hahn in 1937, this ship represents Canada's maritime history and its shipbuilding heritage, particularly in Nova Scotia where the Bluenose was built. The Bluenose wasn't just any fishing vessel. It became an international symbol of excellence by dominating international races in the early 20th century. Even after all these years, the Bluenose continues to symbolize Canadian resilience, craftsmanship, and tradition, making this dime much more than just a simple now. Let's talk about rarity. The 2004 Canadian dime had a mintage of over 326 million coins, which means it's not particularly rare. However, the value for collectors often depends on the coin's condition. Coins that are in near mint or uncirculated condition, especially those graded MS 65 or higher, can fetch a small premium, ranging from $2 to $5. This makes it a fun and affordable coin for beginner collectors. So, if you happen to find a 2004 dime in pristine condition, it might be worth holding on to. While the 2004 Canadian dime doesn't have any notable varieties or errors, there are still some interesting facts about it. The Bluenose design has remained unchanged on the Canadian dime for over 80 years, making it one of the most enduring coin designs in the world. Some 2004 dimes were included in special collector sets, so if you find one in a special proof or specimen set, it could be worth more than just face value. The Bluenose itself was a significant cultural icon and is often featured on stamps, banknotes, and other Canadian memorabilia. If you're interested in collecting Canadian dimes, here are a few tips. Always check the condition of the coin. A coin in uncirculated or mint condition will always be worth more than one that has been in circulation. Look for any varieties, such as proof or specimen sets, which tend to be more valuable. Finally, keep an eye out for special mintage years where Canada commemorates important events. While 2004 was a regular mintage year, there are others that hold greater value. The 2004 Canadian 10-cent coin may seem like just another dime in your pocket, but it's a piece of Canadian history and culture. Whether you're a collector or simply fascinated by the stories behind coins, this little dime tells a big tale. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest coin reviews. Keep collecting, and we'll see you next time.